If you want to see some real first world problems, we don't have any ice. So I'm going to show you how to repair your ice maker. Hello my friends, and welcome to Tom's Tinkering and Adventures. Well, the ice maker on my refrigerator quit a couple days ago, and you think it's not such a big deal, but you get used to the nice things in life, and without my wonderful ice maker, what am I going to do? Just drink kind of cold beverages? No, I need my ice. So, first thing that you want to do if you have an ice maker that quits working is, do a little bit of troubleshooting. Sometimes, like let's say if your freezer door is left just a little bit open, the water feed that goes to your ice maker will freeze. And of course, then once the water feed is frozen, it's not going to go into your ice maker, and you're not going to make ice. And there's lots of other things you can do to troubleshoot, but for me, it was pretty easy because this is the tray. It's mounted on a motor. It fills with water, turns like that, dumps the ice out, turns around and fills up again, completes the cycle, etc. There's a little bit more to that than that, but this was broken off and hanging. So I knew I needed an entire new ice making system. Now, if you look inside of your fridge, there'll be a serial number, a model number. You can type that in. You can look up your parts and stuff. So for me, this is a Kenmore refrigerator, and it has the, here I'll show you the type of ice maker that we have. So it's got the ice maker built into the door of the freezer. The tray that comes out like this. And I'll get you the part number for this one a little bit later, but the ice maker unit is all the way up in here. So first thing we need to do is to get this cover off of here. So there's 4 Phillips screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and just make sure you don't drop them down into there. If you do, then all you got to do is hit your dispense and they'll come right out. I'm going to remove those and I'll show you this cover coming off. 4 screws removed, and then this cover just comes right out like this. Now there's a switch right there, so just be aware of that. We can unplug it here, so I am going to do that. And here's our ice maker. Let me get that unplugged and we'll be right back. Now let's say you'll get this far on your freezer, ice maker, whatever, and you're still troubleshooting. You can look around, and right here on this one, focus, right there is the part number for the ice maker. Now this plug was hanging on the bottom of that tray. This is actually a little heating element, so once your ice is done freezing, this actually heats it up a little bit so that the ice cubes drop out. So that's not a big deal. That's going to be replaced. Here's our plug, so we need to unhook that plug, and a smart person would probably just unplug the whole freezer, but you're dealing with Tom's Tinkering and Adventures here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug this, and right down here there is 1 and 2 bolts that need to be removed. Let me see if I can see what size those are. I think they're 1/4 inch. So we'll take them off right now on camera. Or I'll loosen them, I guess, because I'm going to need both hands, otherwise they're going to drop. So I'll come back once I have those off and I have this unplugged. Those 2 mounting screws are off. I unplugged this cord, and the only thing I didn't show you on here is that you just need to remove it out of these 3 channels right there, and then this should just lift up a little bit and out. Oh, it looks like I have to disconnect this sensor as well. So I guess I'll get that disconnected and I'll be right back. Here's our replacement unit. I ordered this off of Amazon. It was about 40 bucks, I believe. 45, something like that. Looks the same all across. The only thing we need to do is pop this sensor out of here. Looks like, well, we'll go very carefully. Probably gonna have to, maybe it just slides out the back here. Well, I'm gonna gently pry it out of there, put it into this one, and then we will set this whole other unit back on here. Okay, there's our new unit in place. There's a couple of tabs that sit up, and that's actually what this thing rests on, so you just put it on here, slide it down, line up the two mount holes, and we'll get them screws put back in there. This sensor was the hardest part of the whole thing. It's very fiddly to get that out, so be careful. So I'm going to get these mount bolts back in. We're going to hook up the cover and screw that on there, and then we'll come back after we see some ice being produced. And don't forget to turn your ice maker back on right here. Put your tray back in, close the door, and now it's a waiting game. We'll see how long it is till we get some ice. Oh, before I forget, there's a alternate part number for that ice maker. The number that's on it is actually, let's see here, W10873791, and then this came up as the alternate, the 10873791. And there's other alternate numbers as well, but you can look it up and then just compare it to what yours looks like. Well, I don't know how well you can see that, but we got ice cubes in there. Look at that. There's my first batch of new ice cubes. I can't wait to have a frosty drink. Well, it took a couple hours before it made ice, so be patient. You know, it takes a little while for the computer brain to relearn and all that sort of stuff. Actually, you know, I was trying to be patient, but I watched a movie and was hanging out, made dinner, and then finally I heard the ice tray drop. So very glad it worked. Saved the day once again. We don't have to buy a new refrigerator, but you know, how am I going to get all this awesome refrigerator stuff again? I don't know, does everyone do that, or is that just my crazy family? All right, so there you go. It's pretty easy. Hey, one Phillips screwdriver. I used a 1/4 inch nut driver, and I used a flat tip screwdriver to help get apart some of those electrical connectors and to get that sensor out. That's all it took on this particular job, was 3 tools. Easy day. All right, if you're liking my content, give me a thumbs up, leave some comments down below, and if you are not already a subscriber, please consider doing so. Thank you very much for watching. Get out there and find your adventure. Adios.